So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. My name is Holly Agnew. I am a doTERRA Premier. All that means to you is that I like to help lots and lots of people to help improve their lives physically, financially, and emotionally. And I love to make sure that people have natural ways to take care of their health. I started using the oils because of my grandson. He had a skin condition, and we took him to the doctor, and they wanted to put him on some medicine that I didn't want him to be on. And a friend of mine sent me some lavender, said mix it with some coconut oil and apply it to those spots as many times as you can think of it throughout the day. And within 2 days, those spots were gone. And I was impressed. And I am from the medical establishment, so that was a big deal for me because I was definitely not used to that kind of thing, and I was looking for something different, but I didn't know what that would be. So I am so happy that my friend introduced me to the oils. And tonight we're going to talk about a beginner's guide to essential oils. So we're going to talk about our 10 most popular oils. And first of all, we need to talk about what essential. Well, let me ask you this. What is something that you guys want to make sure I cover tonight? Feel free to chime in.
Hello, it's Karen. I would be interested to know how many times a day you do it, where you put it, where you smell it, where you rub it.
Okay.
That kind of.
I'm just writing this down as you're saying it, so I'll remember.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me turn the volume up on my computer because I had it turned down at school.
Oh, that's why I couldn't hear.
There we go. Okay. Well, I didn't want that. I don't want any apps. I hit the wrong button there. Anybody else? No questions?
All right. I want to be sure to, I know frankincense is like the oil to go to for everything, but like maybe some of its main things that most people find helpful.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Donna? Duncan, that is.
Yeah. Sorry. I'd be really interested in maybe at the end, knowing what oils would be really good to help edema, lower extremity edema, lymph drainage, something like that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. Anything else?
Holly,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, I am right now suffering from terrible itching and stinging on my face. I've tried some different things, but yeah, kind of driving me.
What have you
crazy.
tried so far?
I did Zendecrine, lavender. I put some lavender in the unscented lotion. I even did blue tansy, Correctex. Just, I think it might have been some bad makeup. I don't wear makeup, but I put a little bit on Saturday, and it's the same. It's where I put the makeup. So, anyways, I don't want to.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Well, first, before we start talking about the oils themselves, let's talk about what essential oils are. They are naturally found in the seeds, bark, stems, roots, flowers, and other parts of the plant. They are CPTG, which is certified pure tested grade, and they are 100% pure and can be used as a holistic approach for a wide range of emotional and physical applications. So why would you want to use CPTG? Well, for one thing, doTERRA is different. Our certified pure tested grade essential oils contain no fillers, artificial ingredients, contaminants, or other toxic chemical residues. Many brands claim to be 100% pure, but few are subjected to the rigorous testing standards for chemical composition, purity, and potency like doTERRA. They work closely with chemists and growers to select botanicals of specific species, grown in ideal climates and carefully harvested at the right time. And doTERRA provides the fastest or the safest and purest oils in the world today. And also doTERRA is making a difference. And this is one of the things that really drew me to them, is that they are not only changing the essential oil industry for the better scientifically, they are also making a difference in the world with their co-impact sourcing and the Healing Hands Foundation. So the co-impact sourcing is when they go into the third world countries and they partnership with them and make sure that they have livable conditions. Like some of them didn't have water in their villages, so they would help them put in pumps so that they could get water. And then that's just like one example. And then Healing Hands Foundation, any money that is donated toward that, it goes to a whole bunch of different organizations, and you can look that up online. Oh, sorry, that was my cat jumping on my bed. You can look that up online to see what organizations they deal with, because there's a bunch of them. One of my favorites is Days for Girls, because they go into the third world countries where once the girls get their periods, they are no longer allowed to attend school. And they teach them about what's going on with their bodies, and they give them a kit so that they are still able to go to school. Because otherwise, a lot of times their family sells them to whoever to help pay for different things that they need. And most of the time when they do that, they're put in a worse situation than what they were already in. So they're very grateful to have the help from doTERRA. And all the money that is donated to Healing Hands Foundation stays with Healing Hands Foundation. It doesn't go toward any administrative fees or anything like that. And that's really important, because if you look at some of the organizations that are out there, a lot of it is kept by the CEOs and all that, and they don't do that. So next is, how do we use them? So there's 3 different ways you can use them. The first is aromatically. You can use a diffuser. You can spray it in the air, kind of like a Febreze type thing. You can use they have plugins that go in the wall that you can buy commercially, and use that instead of Glade plugins. You can also use them internally. You can put a drop under your tongue. You can put it in your water. And if you use citrus oils, you want to make sure you use something like a stainless steel cup or a glass cup when you put them in there, because the citrus oils will help to disintegrate the plastic. You can also put them in a veggie cap. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but like when you get your medicine, it comes in a pill, and you can break that apart and the medicine falls out. You can buy those empty from doTERRA and just put in the drops and take it like a regular pill. You can also, like if you have kids that you're trying to get the oils into, you can put it in things like apple juice, applesauce, smoothies, pretty much anything to get it into them. I've been known to do that a few times. And I also use them with my dog. I put frankincense and copaiba in my dog's food to help him, because he has a lot of joint issues and different things. He's not my new dog, but my old dog. He's like 15 years old, and he has a lot of joint issues and things like that. So they help him to feel a little bit better. And then you can also use them topically. You can just put them where it hurts. If you're going to be going out in the sun, it's really important if you use citrus oils that you either apply them where the sun don't shine, or wait until at least 12 hours before you go out in the sun. And even then, I would be careful, because you might be more sensitive to the sun than others. Like I can put it on and I go out in my garden in the morning. I mean, mine are highly diluted, but and it's also I'm not also not in full sun, and I don't have any problem. But that's me. That may not be you. So you need to be really careful when you put them on when you put citrus oils on, just to make sure that you don't have, especially not in direct sun. Also, you want to make sure that you dilute them, especially for kids and older people. And you can use something like fractionated coconut oil. And by the way, if you get fractionated coconut oil, it does not come with this pump on it. Please put out the extra $3 or $4 and get the pump, because if you try to make roller balls like these, it's a lot easier to get the oil in this with a pump than to try to get it in with the cap that comes on it. And the general dilution for the oils is no more than 50% of the essential oils to 50% of the fractionated coconut oil. For children, it's drops per age. So if you have, say, a 3-year-old kid, you would use 3 drops of each oil and then top it off with a fractionated coconut oil. Some tips, some safety tips are: do not put the oils in your eyes, ears, or up your nose. If by chance you get the oils in your eyes, you can put the fractionated coconut oil around the outside of your eye and somehow it draws it out. I don't know how that works, but I know I have gotten peppermint oil in my eyes before and it hurts like heck. But I put the fractionated coconut oil in, and within less than a minute, it didn't hurt anymore. We talked about citrus oils. I'm following my notes here just so I don't leave anything out. Drink out of stainless steel. Okay, we talked about all that. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about are our supplements. So these are actually doTERRA's best-selling product. I know we're an essential oil company, but our vitamins are our best-selling thing. And there are 3 different bottles in here. There is Alpha CRS, XZ Omega, and the Microplex VMZ. And these are the things that it helps with. It helps with general wellness and safety, or general wellness and vitality, and antioxidant and DNA protection, energy metabolism, bone health, immune function, stress management, cardiovascular health, healthy hair, skin, and nails, eye, brain, and nervous system, liver function, digestive health, lung and respiratory health. And does anybody have a story about the Lifelong Vitality Pack?
When Holly introduced me to the Lifelong Vitality Pack, I was pretty gray. I had no energy and wasn't very healthy. And when she introduced those to me, as well as the Terrazyme and the probiotic PB Restore, my system started breaking down the foods that I needed, and I started getting the nutrients that I needed to get healthy. And after I finished the AIP program that I was on, and they recommended cellular vitality supplements, I switched to the Lifelong Vitality because I found them very comparable, and did the same thing that they were suggesting that their vitamins would provide.
And just so you guys know, that the Terrazyme that she was talking about, the Terrazyme that she was talking about are digestive enzymes, just so you know. Go ahead,
would
Donna.
that help if I don't have a gallbladder? Would this pack help with digestion of fats?
Yes.
The Terrazyme will, definitely, because I take that because I don't have a gallbladder either. Anybody else?
There's a cool experiment for the Terrazyme with the oatmeal. Have you done that?
Yes. Tell us about it, though.
Okay. You fix 2 bowls of oatmeal and you let them sit for a minute and they start to, harden. And take 1 capsule of Terrazyme and open it up and put it in one, and you can actually, you can watch the food get softer, which is what it does inside our body to the food. It breaks it down so we can digest it.
Yep. Thank
Pretty
you.
awesome.
I've actually let the oatmeal dry over a whole day, so it was pretty hard. And still, when you put the Terrazyme capsule in there, it turns to liquid. So
Okay, and the next one, I know these aren't oils, but these are like some wonderful products. They're like groundbreaking products. This is the MetaPower Advantage collagen. And there are 9 different kinds of collagen here, and there is nothing like it on the market. And I know, like, my fingernails, or my thumbnails are pretty nasty looking. I don't know if you can see that, but my whole thumb used to be like this part up here, like that. And now it's grown out up to there. So it looks better and it's stronger. And I also noticed that when I take this, my joints don't hurt as much. My hips, I really have problems with my hips a lot of times and my knees. And I've noticed I don't have that problem. And it helps you to look better, feel better, and take on more in life. And now that I got a puppy, I need all the help I can get. So does anybody have any story about the collagen?
it helps me with my blood sugar regulation too. And also I have a girlfriend she was in severe pain, couldn't turn her neck very well and had jaw issues. And she was using the Deep Blue products pretty regularly. And since she introduced the MetaPower collagen, she went from not being able to exercise to she's teaching yoga classes and swim classes, and it's made a pretty miraculous change in her, and that's the only other product that she had introduced. So
Oh, nice. Anybody else? Okay, so let's move on to the oils. So the first one I want to talk about is peppermint. So peppermint is good for low energy, digestive upset, and mental fog. It's also good for head and neck tension, and as a cool me down type of thing. One of the girls that I introduced to the oils, I was doing a booth at the Ocean Pines Farmers Market one day, and she walked by and she was like sweating to beat the band. She was a dog walker, and she had a bunch of dogs with her, and I said, "You look really hot." And she's like, "Yeah, I am." And so I said, "Well, here, put some of this on the back of your neck and see how you like it." And she said, so she did, and she went away, and she came back within like 5 or 10 minutes. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm cooled off." Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with weather here on the Eastern Shore, but it was like 95 degrees that day with 99% humidity. So it was just like nasty. And it cooled her off, and she ended up getting some oils because she liked how the peppermint worked for her. It also helps with bad breath and oral health, with muscle and joint discomfort, with muscle recovery, for sense of smell, as to help improve it. It helps to suppress cravings. It helps with brain health and seasonal threats. But you want to make sure you avoid putting it near your eyes. Just be aware that the oils stay on your hands for a while. Because like when I got the peppermint oil in my eye, it had been a couple hours since I'd put it on my hands, and I forgot it was there. Well, it reminded me it was there because I couldn't see where I was going for a while. Next is tea tree. So tea tree is good for cleaning, and it's renowned for its cleansing and rejuvenating effect on the skin. It's great for Healthy immune function. It helps protect against environmental and seasonal threats. It's good to keep in like a first aid kit to help cleanse skin irritations, and you can apply 1 to 2 drops to the affected area. It's good to put in water or citrus drinks or in a veggie cap to help boost your immune system. It's good to put on your skin after shaving. You can apply it to your fingernails and toenails to help purify and keep your nails looking healthy. You can apply it to the bottom of your feet and the insides of your shoe for a refresher to help keep them fresh. I don't know if you guys have any people with stinky shoes in your house. I know I do. And it helps greatly. It can be used to purify and freshen the air, and it supports healthy joint function and soothes body soreness after exercise, and it helps support healthy cellular function and healthy lung function and respiratory function. So does anybody have any stories about tea tree?
Holly, there's some people that have a problem finding deodorant that works, and they're finding that tea tree, used as a deodorant has been very helpful. Or use it under your deodorant. Put it on and then put your deodorant on top of it.
Well, that's good to know, because I know somebody who has that problem. I'll have to let them know that. Anybody else? Okay. So one thing I forgot to mention when we were talking about the oils in
Sherry's
general.
got her hand raised, Sally.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, so when you were talking about putting on your fingernails and your toenails and stuff, like how would you put that in a roller and then roll it on? Do you do it every day? You just do it once a week, or what would
I
how
would
that
do
work?
it every day until you get rid of whatever you have going on. And
Uh-huh.
I've applied it just to put a drop directly on my nail.
Okay. Okay.
Or if you want, you could put it in a lotion and spread it out more.
That's true.
Or like
Okay.
or like fractionated coconut oil.
Mhm.
And if it's on your
Great.
feet, you could even do like an Epsom salt bath type thing and just soak your feet in it.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure thing. One thing I forgot to mention, Karen had asked about how many times you could use, how many times you use an oil in the day. And my answer is it depends on what you're using it for. Like when I'm sick, I have a blend that I call the Super Defense Blend, and I do it at least 3 times a day if I'm home. And if I remember, I'll do it 4 if I'm home. But I definitely do it at least 2 times a day. And I fill the veggie caps full and take it like a regular pill. Now, when sometimes it might just be a one-time thing. My sister-in-law had a tickle in her throat, and she put a drop of oregano under her tongue, which I don't recommend because oregano is a hot oil. And what I mean by that is it's like eating a hot pepper. But it took care of the tickle in her throat. So she only did it one time, so it depends on, what you're looking for. And one of the great, there's a lot of resources that I use, but this is one of them, Advanced Oil Magic. It is one of the books that I like to use. My favorite is called The Essential Life. There's also an app you can get. It's called EOE Books. It stands for Essentials of the Earth. And it has lots of different health concerns in there. It not only has the health concerns, it gives you lots of different options, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the oils have one oil has multiple uses. So the 10 oils that we're talking about are kind of like the Swiss Army knife of oils, because there's so many different things they can be used for. And you'll find when you look in these books or in the apps, you'll find that for one condition, there may be, 10 different oils listed. That's not saying you need to take all 10 oils or use all 10 oils. It's just saying pick the ones that you have. And if you have the one at the top, start with that. If you don't, start with whatever you have and then go from there. Because all the oils have multiple uses. And that's the nice thing about them, because you don't have to have all the oils. You just need to have some of them. because they have so many different possibilities. Now I forgot where I
Karen and
was.
Sherry, the Advanced Oil Magic books went in the mail to you today.
Let's see. Oh, so we talked about tea tree. So next is oregano. So oregano, excuse me, is considered a hot oil. Again, that's going to be the one that's going to light you up when you take it. It's not going to actually burn you. It just is, again, like a hot pepper. And you can put 2 to 3 drops of oregano in a veggie cap to maintain healthy immune system. You can put some in a spray bottle, 10 drops, and fill it with water for counter sprays to spray your counter with. It helps to support healthy digestion, healthy respiratory function, healthy immune system. It can be applied with coconut oil to the skin. Again, like I've put the coconut oil by itself on the bottom of my feet, but but when I've touched it to other parts of my body, the skin on there, it burns. On the bottom of my feet, it doesn't, because my skin is so thick on my feet. That would be something you could try on your own. I'm not suggesting that you do that. That's just what I did. And it helps to support healthy liver function. It may be relaxing to the musculoskeletal system. And it provides a powerful antioxidant support. Does anybody have any testimonials about oregano?
Yes, you can cook with oregano. However, word of caution, you want to take a toothpick and put it in the orifice of the bottle and just swirl that little bit amount, like in your spaghetti sauce or soup or whatever, because 1 drop can be too concentrated and can spoil a whole big pot of sauce. So stick the toothpick with it, with any of the herbs, the basil, the cilantro or whatever. It's best to use a toothpick and, dip it into the orifice and then, test it so that you don't, because it is so concentrated.
And just so you guys know, she's telling on me because I did that.
I did that once.
Well, I started with a pot.
Yeah.
I started with a pot like this big and ended up with a pot like this with that one little drop. So I learned my lesson that day. Now with some oils, like when I make peppermint brownies, when I use the peppermint, I can use like 5 drops. And it's just right. With wild orange, I need like 10 drops to get the flavor that I want. So like the citrus oils are not as thick of an oil. And I think that has something to do with it. They're very thin. And I don't know if you guys have ever used them, but like when you use them, you want to tilt them to about 45 degrees. Don't do this. Especially with citrus oils, because you'll have them all over your counter. Now there are a couple oils like vetiver and myrrh. They are very thick oils. And I actually use a dropper bottle. I put a dropper in my bottle instead of using it. Hold on, let me see if I can reach. My cat's sitting in the way. Let me see if I can reach my bottle. Here, this is my myrrh. So I have the dropper on here, so I don't have to worry about it. It's actually, myrrh is not a real thick oil, but it's very sticky once it gets on the outside. Because I was at a class one time and I was trying to open the bottle, and I had to get a pair of pliers to open it because there was so much gummed up stuff around it. And vetiver.
And Holly was talking about peppermint. Peppermint makes delicious brownies too. So
yes, it does. And it makes good fudge too. Okay, so the next one is, oh, go ahead. Yep.
Is there a difference between mint and peppermint oils?
Well, we have spearmint, wintergreen, and one called supermint plus the peppermint. So the supermint is a blend of, I think, 5 different mints maybe. And It's really good. That's what one of our toothpaste is made out of. And the spearmint is really good too, because spearmint's one of my favorite mints.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Next is On Guard. So On Guard is the one you use to boost your immune system. And like if you have people come over, and you're not, and they may be sick, but you don't want to tell them not to come, On Guard is what you want to diffuse, because they're going to think it's going to be, it smells like fall to me. And it also tastes really good. You can put it on your apples, and it gives them a really nice taste. You can cut up some apples, put them in water, put a few drops of On Guard in there, let it sit for like an hour, and it'll absorb the On Guard, and it makes a really good treat for everybody. And let's see, it can be used, so On Guard can be used to cleanse the air. You can put some in a veggie cap for a quick immune boost. It supports the body's natural antioxidant defenses. You can rub it on the bottom of kids' feet during the school season, and yours for that matter, especially if you're around a lot of people. You can diffuse it in home before a company comes to cleanse the air and add a spicy, sweet aroma. You can diffuse in a class setting. Like if it's allowed in your school system and you have kids in school, it would be a great one to keep in the classroom, because how all the bugs like to float around in the classroom. It's a great oil to gift the teachers, along with a diffuser if they don't have one, to help make the air cleaner. It's also On Guard also is made. They have hand sanitizer. They have sanitizer wipes. There's On Guard multi-purpose cleaner. There's laundry detergent. Um, I can't think of what else is there, Donna? I can't think of what else.
Throat drops. How could you forget the throat
That's
drops?
right.
That's what
Yeah.
started me on my whole holistic journey.
Speaking of which, I need one of those. These are what the throat drops look like. That's On Guard, and then if I can get a hold of the other one, this is Breathe. So they're just like cough drops. Next is really the the Swiss Army knife of oils, and that is lavender. So lavender is all things calming. It's great to put on burns. I burnt my finger on my wood stove a couple years ago, and the wood stove was like 450 degrees. And the first thing I did was run and put it under the water, because I'm an EMT, and it's like, you always put cold water on a burn. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Somebody told me that lavender is good for burns. So I put it on my burn twice that night. And in the morning, I didn't have a blister, and I could barely tell where it was. It didn't hurt. And I thought that was amazing, because I just knew I was going to have a huge blister. And because I had a hole in my glove and I didn't know it. It's great to put on occasional skin irritations. It can reduce the appearance of skin imperfections. It helps to ease feelings of tension. It's great to put on your pillows and your bedding to help you sleep better. It's good to put in your bath water to soak away stress. Just know that when you do that, you want to put like Epsom salts, mix it in it, and then put that in the water. Don't just put the oil in the water, because it'll just float on top. And that's with any oil, that's not just lavender. You can take it internally to reduce anxious feelings. You can also use it to cook. And you can take it internally for peaceful sleep. And it makes a great addition to shampoo, conditioner, and hair treatments. And just so you know, if you have any of the kids that have the creepy crawly things in their hair, you can use that and tea tree and put it in their shampoo to keep it away. Because my daughter had hair like down to the middle of her back and got them. And after that, I'm like, you need to put this in your shampoo, because if you get this again, I'm cutting your hair off. You're not going to have anything, because I spent hours combing through her hair. Let's see. Next is lemon.
Can
Yeah.
say
Oh,
something?
sorry.
Huh?
Yep, go ahead.
No, I saw this great meme. It had a medieval character, like a knight, and his arms and legs, they're cut off at the elbows and the knees, and there's blood everywhere. And it says, "It's okay, sir. It's just a flesh wound," which is a Monty Python thing. And then this cloud, indicating someone far away, says, "Suck it up, just put some lavender on it." Which I thought was pretty funny.
Does anybody have a lavender story? Okay, so by the way, if you are one who lavender has the opposite effect on you, we do have another oil called petitgrain that is it petitgrain? Yeah, I think it is. Is it petitgrain,
And
Donna?
cedarwood.
And cedarwood that can be
Yeah.
used in place of it.
Yeah,
Because some people
I'm the specimen that I have the opposite effect with lavender. Instead of it being calming, it keeps me up all night.
Okay, so next is lemon. Lemon has such a fresh scent. It's good for cleaning. It's good to put in your water. It helps to detoxify your body. It has uplifting and energizing properties and may help improve mood. It naturally cleanses the body and aids in digestion. It helps healthy respiratory function and helps with seasonal respiratory discomfort and seasonal threats. You can add it to a spray bottle of water to clean tables and countertops. Just remember, you want to shake it before you use it each time. And by the way, when you're filling bottles with water and oil, always put the water in first and then put the oil in. I learned that the hard way because I used to put the oil in first, then add the water, and then I lost control of how quick the water was filling it up, and then all my oils came out. So put the water in first and then put the oil in. You can also use it as a furniture polish to help clean, protect, and shine wood finishes. You can use it to get the gunk off of like the sticky stuff when you take a sticker off of something. It helps to get the sticky part off. You can use it to remove grease after changing the oil in the car, and it helps with healthy functioning of the GI tract. Anybody have a lavender story? I mean, a lemon story?
Well,
All right,
I
so
have a
I make
question.
nasal inhalers with lemon, lavender, and peppermint for seasonal threats. So that's my go-to with using those three oils, especially.
okay, did we lose somebody? Somebody just had their hand up on the right-hand side of the screen.
I did.
Oh, you did? Well, somebody dropped off.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
I did. My tablet's not working, and this is only doing get so big, and I have to have closed caption. So, and it just disconnected me. So you're on my phone and my tablet.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Typical me, huh, Donna?
My question is, you said you could add it to water. I mean, to drink. You could do like a bottle of water and a drop of the lemon or something, or
Well, you don't
shake
want to
it real
put the
well,
lemon in plastic. You want to put it
Okay.
in a glass or a stainless steel cup.
stainless steel kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same
Okay.
with any citrus oil. Like my favorite citrus oil to use is tangerine. So I always put it in my stainless steel cup.
Okay.
And that goes for straws too.
I
You don't
got
want
one of
to
those too.
yeah, you don't want to use a plastic straw either. You want to use
Right.
steel or glass. Well, I
Okay.
wouldn't recommend glass because that'll break, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank
next,
you.
yep. Next is frankincense. So frankincense is the oil you use when you don't know what to use because it has so many different uses. And When I first got my oils, a friend of mine gave me a book. It's not that either of the books that I showed you, but it had listed all the different things that frankincense could be used for. And it was two columns on the page, and it was 2 pages full of those 2 columns of just different things that could be used for. So I'm just barely scratching the surface tonight with what it can be used for. But if you have something you don't know what to use frankincense. Because I had a spot on my arm last summer. I don't know what it was. I didn't go to the doctor. But I'm like, since I don't know what it is, I want to put frankincense on it. And within like a month, it was gone because I put it on it whenever I thought of it. I kept the frankincense roller in my pocket. And because I could see it, I remembered to do it more often. In the winter, I'm not that lucky because I don't see my arms very much in the winter because I don't like cold. But it worked really well, and that spot went away within a month or so. So frankincense is one of the most prized and precious essential oils due to its extensive health benefits. It was used anciently in everything from perfumes to lotions for soothing the skin. And it induces feelings of peace, satisfaction, and overall wellness. It is an essential oil that has soothing properties. You can use it during your morning yoga practice to focus your intention for the day. It can be put into a veggie cap for healthy cellular function. It can be added to a moisturizer to reduce the appearance of blemishes and to rejuvenate the skin. When traveling somewhere dry, you can apply frankincense to the cuticles and nail beds to maintain healthy looking fingernails. And you can apply it to the bottoms of the feet to promote feelings of relaxation and to balance the mood. And like I said, that's just like scratching the surface. One of the things that I used it for, I had my Achilles tendon repaired back in 2016, and I had the nastiest scar from it. And I put that around the scar where as soon as I got my cast off, I was putting it around it to help reduce the scarring that would happen. And now you can barely tell unless you know that it's there, you don't know it's there. So does anybody have a frankincense story?
Frankincense is my first go-to. I keep a roller of frankincense whenever I've got any head tension. But then I also use the bottle of frankincense, and I do what they call a thumb drop, where you just take it and invert it on your thumb and put it in the roof of your mouth. And it is huge for helping with anything, going on with your head tension. And Holly, wasn't that also what you use for floaters?
Yeah, you reminded me of that when you said the roller. Yeah. So I have like floaters. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what they are, but they like drive me crazy. So before I go to bed at night, I put the roller around my eyes. And when I forget it, like when my grandkids are here, almost always forget it because I got 4 of them running around. But if I forget it enough, then they come back. So then I just start putting it on again and they go away. Don't ask me how, it just does. Good, Sherry.
So so you put the like you was talking about for a scar, and then I have floaters too. So you mix it in the roller 50% the fractionated coconut oil, and
I would put 20 drops. When you're just doing one oil, the kind of the main, or not the main, what's the word I'm looking for? The general recipe is 20 drops of the oil. So because what I did was I bought the frankincense roller and then I refilled it because it's already labeled.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
trust me, you want to label everything because I got stuff laying around here. I have no idea what's in it.
Okay.
Because I knew I would remember. No.
Right. Right, yeah, I tell myself that often and it doesn't work.
Yeah. So,
Thank
I
you.
mean, I have no idea how many bottles and sprayers and things that I have around here that have no labels on them. So the nice thing is doTERRA has really nice rollers. So if you look at this, it's recessed back into the roller is recessed back into the top so they won't fall out. Because over time the plastic ones shrink and the rollers fall out. So,
Okay.
and all you have to do to get the lid off is just push it up with your thumb and it'll come out and then you just pop it back in. Put 20 drops in, fill it with fractionated coconut oil, and you're good to go.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Okay, next is digestin. So this is one of my favorites when I'm a little rumbly in the tumbly. And it doesn't matter what I have going on, somehow it knows how to fix it. It's great for when you travel. Like I went to Nashville, and when I fly, things don't always work the way that you want them to. Let's just put it that way. So all I have to do is and to be honest, I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the taste of it, but I do like what it does for my body. So I'll put it around my belly button or on the bottom of my feet. That way I don't have to smell it too much. And it does what it needs to do. It's also great to put across the bridge of your nose to help open up your sinuses, which I didn't know until recently. It's also great to have when you're eating those big heavy meals. I know a lot of times when I have an upset stomach or if I've eaten too much, I can put digestin or take one of the if I want something immediate, I'll take the digestin. The digestin oil comes in gel caps. So I just take one of those and it takes care of whatever is going on. It also eases feelings of queasiness and helps reduce bloating, gas, and occasional indigestion. Anybody got a digestion story?
I find that every time I use it, I don't need it very often, but if I do have an upset stomach, I just put a couple of drops around my belly button, my abdomen, and for me, within minutes, I feel better. It's usually within 10 minutes, or it's amazing. It works every time.
Well, that's good. Sorry, I got my cat here trying. Anybody else?
What was the name of that oil again?
Digestin.
Digestin. Okay. Thank you.
The next one is Deep Blue. So Deep Blue is great for aches and discomforts. You can apply it to your knees before and after exercise. It's great for a massage. It's also one of the oils that is in the Aroma Touch technique. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. If you haven't, go look in Naturally Essentials Solutions. And the last 2 weeks I've talked about the Aroma Touch technique. If you haven't had that done, they have a course on it that you can take. If you get the Aroma Touch kit, you get to take that for free. It's one of the most relaxing experiences I've ever had. It helps to maintain homeostasis in your body. And if you live near me, I'll be happy to do it for you. I'm not going to, fly across the country to do it, but if y'all ever visit, I'll be happy to do one for you. It's good. Deep Blue is also good for a massage. It's great for, I used to use it with my oldest grandson. He had growing pains. I actually used the Deep Blue rub, and he would wake up screaming, and I'd put it on his leg, and within less than 5 minutes, he was out again. Another thing we have is the Deep Blue stick. This has the addition of copaiba. Copaiba helps to enhance other oils, and it's also a great one for pain as well. And I use the Deep Blue stick before I go to bed at night for my neck and my shoulders. I had a rotator cuff repaired, and well, actually both of them are torn again now. So I use it sometimes when I get up in the morning, and within a matter of minutes, I don't even remember that my shoulders were hurting, which is really nice. Any testimonials about either of the Deep Blue products?
I got one.
Okay.
I had knee surgery on Groundhog's Day and a knee replacement, and I had a lot of trouble with the healing. And I called Donna to rescue me. And so I used the blue lotion and the stick both, depending on which was closest to me. And I also put a drop of frankincense, extra frankincense in it. I wasn't so much having pain as I was having I don't know how to describe it. My skin felt burnt, and the knee actually feels really good, but I'm having like nerve issues, where they pinched off my nerve. They did a nerve block, and I'm having trouble getting the nerve to wake up again. But that blue really helped me through that. I had an allergic reaction to a medication, and that blue, all my skin broke out in this horrible bloody rash, and that blue was a godsend. Really, it really helped me with my knee. What I did learn though is this: if after you take a warm shower and you dry off, don't put blue on. I felt like I was in a freezer.
What you can do, because that's funny, because I was just getting ready to mention this. If for some reason the Deep Blue rub or the Deep Blue stick is not working and not doing as much as you would like it to, you can put it on before you take a shower.
Oh.
And then let the water run over it, and it helps to drive those oils in. And you can also do a thing called layering. So you could put like the Copaiba on, and then put the Deep Blue rub or the Deep Blue oil over top of that, and that'll help drive that oil in.
Okay, that's a good pointer.
But just a little warning there: if you're putting the Deep Blue rub or stick on your back and you're letting it run down your back, because a guy told me this. He said, just remember
where it
what's
runs
down below. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the last oil is Breathe. So it's good for exactly what it says. It's good to help you breathe better. It helps to maintain feelings of clear airways and easy breathing. It also comes in the drops. And I had one of the ladies that I was friends with, she used Breathe drops all the time because it helped to keep her sinuses open. If you're from the desert, you don't know what sinuses are. But once you come here, you definitely know what they are, because everybody has trouble with their sinuses. And sometimes you just wish you could get rid of them. You can diffuse it or inhale it directly from your palms. And if you have something like a CPAP machine, they have actually little chambers that you can put. I think it goes in between Donna, help me out here.
It goes in the hose. It's inserted into the hose where the two hoses hook together.
Okay.
And it has like a filter disc that you put the drops of Breathe on.
Okay.
And I also use the Breathe drops when we had to wear mask. If I had a Breathe drop on, it helped me tolerate having the mask on a lot better.
Okay. And I know when my second grandson was born, he was born premature, and I just had my Achilles tendon repaired, and so I sacrificed my chest for him to lay on, and I put, because he had some respiratory issues, and I would put the Breathe on my sweatshirt or whatever I was wearing and let him lay on my chest. The things grandmothers do for their grandkids, and it would help him breathe better. It's also great if you snore, or if you live with a snorer, because like my husband used to snore like a freight train. I mean, he lost weight, which helped, but he also puts the breathe. We have a stick, and he'll put that underneath his nose. It's kind of like oh, what is it called? Vicks Vapor Rub. It's that kind of thing, and he puts it underneath his nose, and it helps to open up his passageways so he doesn't snore as much. And that's a great thing, trust me. So I'm sure by now you might be thinking, how might I get these things into my life? Let me share my screen here real quick. So the best way to get started with doTERRA is to get a kit. So let me move this up out of the way. Oh, hold on. Hit present. Why are you not sharing full screen? All right, so that's not wanting to work. So hold on a second. Let me get this. I'm going to shrink this down. So can you guys see that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Okay.
Is that what I'm getting?
So this is the big bottle kit, and this is a small bottle kit. This has all the oils that we just talked about. And they both come with a diffuser. And then the other one that has the vitamins in it is this one. And it comes with the deep blue rub, the Terrazyme that we talked about, the digestive enzymes. And it has the probiotic, which is the PB Restore. Plus it comes with 5 additional oils. So right now we have some specials going on. And these are good for the next 5 days. And depending on how much you order, you can get up to 3 different free products.
But Holly, that's an enrollment. That's not somebody that's already have an account.
Right. Yes. And what I would suggest is if you want to get your own account, get up with the person that invited you here and talk with them to make sure that you get what you need, because we want to make sure that the oils that you get are going to be, you're going to be able to use them for what you want to use them for. We're not about selling you something that you don't need. We want to make sure that we address your concerns and that you get the best deal while doing that. So I want to thank you guys for coming tonight, and I'm going to